2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the big diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. And tonight, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Bulls in Chicago. Looking at the Bulls, in comparison to where they were record-wise at this point last season, it seems they've taken a step backwards. They're trying to make up that ground. With certain players, it's like having a coach on the floor. We're talking Chris Paul. Shaq, what's it like playing with a point guard that smart?
Well, Paul knows exactly what needs to happen in every situation. He remembers patterns and tendencies of players and of opposing teams. Very smart point guard.
Yeah, you can't let your team lose focus, and he does a good job of that. The team plays with a purpose when he's on that floor.
Now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan as tip-off approaches.
The Bulls play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it live for you right here from Chicago. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. The Houston Rockets come into this one following a loss to the Nets in Brooklyn.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
For sure. Agree with you there. They just didn't have it. Seemed like they were a step behind and out of sync.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, we know James Harden hits that step-back three a lot, and Mike D'Antoni says most coaches would think, okay, he had a tough shot, live with it. That's some hard living, but it's one of the most lethal shots in the game. Kevin?
Yeah, with that pump fake, he can get to the free throw line too, D.A. There's just no answer. And Clark, with the full bulk of the NBA season still ahead of us, what can players do to prepare themselves physically and mentally for this long, long season?
I think you've got to try to find ways and mechanisms to stay fresh. Obviously, you've got to do your work in the gym and in the weight room, but also in your rest and recovery. I think you just got to be diligent and consistent, and then find pockets where you can get away and refresh your mind and your body. Because you can't come out of the gate like it's the postseason. There's a pace and rhythm to the regular season that you have to learn how to manage.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Houston. Over on the wings, it's Harden paired with Melo. Clint Capella is out there with Chris, and it's Paul in at the point. The three from Harden trains it from beyond the arc. Harden's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
Yeah, the range of Harden deserves a lot of respect because his form is really almost perfect. He's never off balance when he shoots the three-point. Hey, watch out now. Watch out. And you see why Levine's been a hard, tough out in the slam dunk contest. Has a natural ability to entertain the audience, and that bounce and athleticism certainly doesn't hurt either.
Paul kicks to Anthony. First quarter, just over a minute played. 2 points. That one goes. Anthony's got his first points of the game.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
There's the pick. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Here is Harden, hoping to put that miserable performance against Brooklyn behind him tonight.
That's platinum-level dime dropping right there by Harden. Such a smart passer. Gets us to his teammates on time and on target.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Bulls shooting their first free throws here tonight. First free throw is good.
You know, you look at most winning teams in this league, and there's no denying they have an identity, who they are and how they play consistently. The Rockets fall into that category, a defined style of play and pieces that fit pretty well.
Good on both. And Clark, talk about the Rockets' identity, their style of play.
Yeah, it's all about the analytics, quite honestly. They're looking for drives and three-point field goals. Constant pressure on the defense. The long-range ball spaces the floor, and defensively they're going to try to switch and keep the ball in front and deny the same three-pointers they're looking for at their offensive end from the opposition.
Carter with a screen on Paul. Carter kicks to Dunn. Harden against Carter. Parker up top. 6 to shoot. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Parker. Carter's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Markkanen, good.
And the quick trigger of Markkanen is impressive. He got such a fluid release, too, especially on these catch-and-shoot jumpers.
From deep, Harden. Markkanen pulls it in.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Levine against Harden. Levine kicks to Markkanen. Parker outside. Over Anthony. Parker's shot is off. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Puts up a 3, and James Harden good for 3. Harden's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Rockets.
And this is why you got to be in Harden's jersey. I mean, if you lay off of him for a second, he burns you with that quick shot.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
I mean, frustrating when missed free throws become contagious. Really the Achilles heel in that one.
Well, if you're going to win, you've got to shoot a good percentage from the stripe. And for them, they have no one to blame but themselves.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Robin Lopez is checked in for Carter. Portis comes in for Lauri Markkanen. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Parker. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Dunn. And there's the foul. It'll go on Denzel Valentine. That's his first foul. The pass to Nene. Tucker with the ball. Working on Portis. And Houston again with the bucket.
Yeah, you know, we've seen Tucker extend his range over the years, but it's still not that extended. I mean, this in-between area is probably more his natural comfort zone.
Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
A while back and forth start, that's for sure.
Gordon kicks to Green. Gordon a screen. Right side, Green. Pass to Tucker. Holiday with the block. Now, Valentine. Pass to Lopez. 27 seconds left to play here in the first. Outside, Holiday. Shot clock at 5. Portis sets the pick for Holiday. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Here's Knight. It's all in by the Bulls. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team.
Yeah, interconference matchup. Two teams that'll see each other only twice on the schedule.
Yeah, and Greg, this is a big game for both teams. I mean, they don't see each other often, and you know they both want to get a win in this one.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. It's Chicago leading by 3. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure, talks about his knack for making a lot of steals, forcing turnovers.
The steals thing is just something that I've always had a knack for doing, and just I think it's because I watch so much basketball.
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits. What they like to do gives them a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, I like it too. They're doing a great job working the ball around, staying aggressive, and capitalizing too.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Gordon is at the 2 with Green playing the 3. P.J. Tucker is out there with Nene, and it's Knight in at the 1. Valentine passes to Levine, and Holiday has it in the corner. And again, it's the Bulls from deep. Clark, a favorite topic of yours. Great rebounders, glass eaters as you call them. Who's the best at creating those important second chance opportunities for his team?
Well, a couple of guys stand out for me in that regard, Kevin. DeAndre Jordan is terrific. Enes Kanter, probably, he might be the best offensive rebounder in the league, Enes Kanter. I mean, he goes and gets it in his area, out of his area, through guys, over them. Man, he's a terrific offensive rebounder. And I'd throw Anthony Davis in there, too. I think he does a great job on the defensive glass and gets his share of offensive boards as well.
It's deflected, and it will go, and the Bulls lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Tucker. Chicago calls timeout, and as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is, and every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Carter with a screen on Paul. Here's Dunn. They get it back. Here's Markkanen. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. Shot by Gordon, wide open. And another 3 for Houston.
You cannot let Gordon get it going from the perimeter, Kevin. I mean, he's an incredibly consistent and persistent long-range shooter.
Markkanen a screen on Paul. Dunn kicks to Valentine. Back to Dunn. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Parker outside. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Valentine shot good.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
And you've got to root for Jabari Parker, the second overall pick. Clark back in 2014 out of Duke, but 2 separate tears of his left ACL have held him back.
Yeah, the injuries have certainly derailed his ascension, but the talent level is obvious, Kevin. I mean, this guy, his team won 4 state titles in Illinois at Simeon High School. It's actually the same school that produced Derrick Rose, and I think if he can stay healthy, he's clearly all-star capable.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Chicago.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And the foul on Wendell Carter. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Paul. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Capella with a screen on Dunn. Outside Anthony. Here's the 3. Rebound by Parker.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Fires from deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And the Bulls lead by 13.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
1:32 left in the first half. Here's Anthony. Over Parker. The Rockets again can't hit. The Bulls leading by 13. Markkanen passes to Dunn. And Capella sends it back.
Over a 7'4" wingspan for Clint Capella. That's long, folks, and makes him an intimidating shot blocker.
Harden, that's good.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And Clint Capella with a big pay raise this season.
Well, you forget just how young he is. I mean, this guy is just starting his career. His rookie contract concluded last season, and the Rockets willing to pay whatever they needed to keep him.
Justin Holiday's checked in for Valentine. Chicago has gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Now, here's Dunn, covered by Chris. To the middle, and Markkanen throws it down.
You know, when Markkanen's in this deep, he should be dunking it every time. I like to see him use his size like that.
Rockets trail by 12. Harden outside from downtown. The rebound by Holiday.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Now here's Markkanen. Tight defense on him. Parker's shot is off.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And Chris throws it down.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition, switch, ignited.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
Simply missed the connection there. I mean, I like the unselfishness. Admirable, but just not the result.
Here is Harden. 9 points in the game so far. Shoots it up. Good on the shot, and that shaved the lead to single digits. Harden's got 11.
And scoring the ball comes easily and naturally to him. He's a versatile player at the offensive end.
And so it's Chicago in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me are Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Please, a hand at home. Clap it for yourself. Oh. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. They were in the driver's seat once we got into the second quarter. Their lead is now 8 here at the half, and they've got all the momentum on their side. And, Shaq, what did you see out there from the Bulls?
Well, they've been playing with some toughness. It's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. And now they need to stay mean, Ernie. Cannot lose that edge in the second half.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Houston? Well, and that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Go over there.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, what a shot in the arm he gave them in that first half. The three ball just kept falling.
Yeah, and you know what, as far as I'm concerned, keep feeding him. Got to ride the hot hand.
And down low, it's Markkanen and Carter. Levine and Parker are the wing. And it's done in at the point guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And the foul on Wendell Carter. That's foul number 2 for him. Rockets trail by 8. Paul with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Overdone. Here's Capella. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
For 3, Levine. He can't get that one to fall. And the Rockets take it the other way.
This has been a rough, turbulent outing for him so far. Fortunately, the rest of his team has bailed him out.
Lets it fly from 18. And it's Paul missing.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Clark, you had a tremendous college career, excluding yourself. Give me the best NBA player from your alma mater.
Wow. I would probably lean towards Jerry Lucas as the best player coming out of Ohio State. And then you look at his pro career, was pretty solid as well. I thought Herb Williams had a fantastic and long pro career. John Havlicek maybe would rise to the level of the best NBA player of the group that came out of Ohio State. Jim Jackson is another name. Evan Turner still playing. But I think John Havlicek probably in longevity, championships, Hall of Fame stature, I think he may be the best NBA Buckeye.
I'm going to put Clark Kellogg in there, too.
Oh, I didn't play long enough.
Bob Bass to Capella. Hammers the alley-oop through.
He's a high percentage scorer for a reason now. Capella, an alley-oop specialist.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Hat. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Houston. On Monday, they'll go up against the Pacers in Indiana. And then on Thursday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for the matchup with the Pacers, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire. Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
And Dunn is fantastic at moving the ball around, finding teammates with ease.
Paul with the three, buries it from three-point range. Paul's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
You know, it's funny, guys. I'm still not sure that Chris Paul gets enough credit for just how special he is as a player. I'm not sure why that is. I mean, very few players in league history have been able to impact the game at both ends of the floor at his elite level.
Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for the Bulls. Houston with a big group substitution here. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Marquise Chris. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Eric Gordon subbed in for James Harden. Nene setting the pick for Paul. And the wide open shot from Green. Offline with his three. And you look at Chris Paul's numbers. They stack up to any point guard that's ever played the game. Clark, what do you think is the most underrated part of Chris Paul's game?
Well, I would think it would be his defense and his perimeter shooting. I don't think he gets the credit for being the perimeter shooter he is, but defense would stand out to me.
Gordon for three. Poked away.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Levine kicks to Portis. Lopez outside. Back to Portis. Shot clock at 6. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That is his first foul of the game. Heights checked in for Paul. Rockets trail by 7. Outside, Green. Basket, good.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Chicago's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Lopez, a screen on Knight. Bean passes to Lopez. The layup missed.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Lopez, a screen on Knight. Levine kicks to Portis. Parker outside. Here's the three. Chicago working now with a new shot clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Bulls shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And he can't get the first one. Chicago making some changes. Carter, he's checked in for Jabari Parker. Lowry Marketing comes in for Portis. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Levine. Good on the second free throw. Rockets trail by 4. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Knight kicks to Green. Back to Knight. And it's sent back by Lopez. And he recovers it. And he recovers it. A nice shot by Knight.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now, here's Lopez. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Bulls lead by 2. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports.
You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it. Hold up. You know I come around and rock it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Taking a look at the Rockets, Harden and Gordon, the guard tandem. P.J. Tucker is out there with Green. Then it's Nene in at the center. Gordon kicks to Green. Shot clock at 5. The baseline J off the mark. Chicago leading. And Valentine gets it to go on the assist by Markkanen. Valentine's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for Chicago. Houston's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Nene into the lane. Banked in off the glass.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And Holiday has it in the corner. Drills the three-pointer. And the Bulls lead by 5.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Chicago making some changes. Jabari Parker's checked in for Valentine. Dean comes in for Justin Holiday, and it's Dunn in for Lopez. And then for Houston, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Chris comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Carmelo Anthony subbed in for Green. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, during that break, Mike D'Antoni talked to his team. He was not happy with their defensive performance. He said they're getting everything they want. We've got to show them we can't let that happen. You have to make a stand. You have to get some stops, and that'll get us going on a run. Guys?
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
A nice shot by Carter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Anthony. It's all in by the Bulls. Markkanen's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
And guys, you've seen it countless times. In a close game, hustle plays can really make the difference.
Stolen by Harden. At the elbow, it's Gordon. Back to Harden. Houston moving the ball around. Chris with it. Now defended by Markkanen. Second chance shot. That is good. And the Bulls lead is cut down to just 3 on the basket from Anthony.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo. Overpowering the D and still finishes.
Chicago calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Robin Lopez.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Paul with the steal. Here's the break. And it's Anthony with the jam.
And when you're open, Paul will find you in a nanosecond. I mean, that's one thing that makes him really special.
Ball against Dunn. Bean passes to Dunn. Chris with the rebound. Houston's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark. Shooting the 3-ball well. Anthony kicks to Chris. And here's Harden for 3. Rockets keep it going with the new 24-second clock. They now take the lead.
A big bucket at a critical time. Chris Paul not going to leave it up to anybody else. He wanted that shot.
Dunn dishes to Carter. 1:24 left to play here in the fourth. Parker sets the screen for Carter. Taken away by Anthony. Inside. Kicks it out to Paul. And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Harden against LaVine.
And that's how LaVine's coaches want him to compete, Kevin. I mean, he's maintaining good defensive position and as a result, forces a tough shot.
Stolen by Harden. The shot misses. Carter outside. Parker a screen on Capella. Here's Carter. Connects. Now a timeout called by Houston. They trail by 1. There's 37 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And looking at how much time they have, I think it's likely we'll see them try to get a good look and score quickly.
Harden outside. It's good from beyond the arc.
Man, they're getting a fantastic effort from James Harden right now.
So it's Chicago now. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Carter with the screen on Paul. Paul against Dunn. Inside, Harden. That one, no good. Good work defensively by Capella. And they go to the intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
And no doubt, Paul is still a top-tier point guard, a determined defender, and, of course, a remarkable distributor.
Chicago calls timeout. They're trailing by 4. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Whatever it is, got to be fast. I mean, can't waste any time at this point.
Tipped away. It's stolen by Capella. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 6-point ball game.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
So Houston wins it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd.